Hey there. For this video, I'm going to dive into the detection phase of the incident response lifecycle. This phase is all about how companies detect when something's going wrong and understanding the scope and impact and then preparing for subsequent phases. So first is technical detection. In the world of IT and cyber, this is all about the cyber tools such as EDRs, CASBs, FIMs, SASEs, PAMs, IPSs, SIEMs, NDMs, CSPs, XDRs, NDRs, SOARs, UEBAs, WAF, and only about a dozen more acronyms, and now all with 100% more AI. So these are essentially sensors that sit on our networks and on our endpoints, on our identity services, and on our clouds. Detected alerts from these tools may land in an inbox to be read the next morning by Bob from IT, put on a dashboard that's reviewed by the 9-to-5ers, or outsourced to a team that has eyes on glass 24/7. Now, there are some challenges with detective tooling that companies need to be aware of when assessing their detective capabilities and closing gaps. Affordability is the obvious one. None of these tools are cheap, and many times best-of-breed solutions are just out of reach for the small, medium enterprise space. So this can create challenges with knowing what is a must-have versus a nice-to-have, and there are a lot of commission-based advisors out there that can make a company very technology-rich, but people and process poor. Next is operationalization of these tools. None of these tools are turnkey, some requiring weeks and sometimes months to configure properly to start seeing value. Understanding total cost of ownership is an important piece here. Next is visibility gaps. These tools are usually great at what they do, but it's usually a fairly narrow swim lane. On top of that, it's important to ensure that these tools are configured and placed properly to maximize visibility. And lastly is balancing the signal to noise ratio, also known as tuning. It's an important process to reduce false positive alerts, but requires bandwidth and skill set to effectively do so without blinding the business. But there's also a not so technical detection layer that most people don't consider. Many times, it's not the fancy cyber whiz-bang tooling that's alerting companies of incidents. It's actually quite common for employees or customers to be the first canaries in the coal mine when it comes to cyber attacks, with honorable mentions to other business partners, law enforcement, news, and social media, and even the hackers themselves, alerting the company that it's going to be a long night. Therefore, it's important to have a means for your software detection layer to be able to report incidents. This should include security awareness training, either an email or a ticketing system, or maybe a bug bounty. So to wrap up, the primary objective of this phase is to identify potential incidents as early as possible. Effective detection is crucial because without recognizing a threat in its initial stages, even the most robust incident response plans cannot be executed effectively. Detection involves continuous monitoring of your systems, networks, and applications to identify any anomalies that may be signaling an onset of a cyber attack. So in summary, the detection subphase is about creating a vigilant, multi-layered monitoring environment wrapped with process. So that's it for this week. Anything I discuss, I'll put some links in the description. And if you want to see more, please like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in the future.